Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsport, but not every team builds every part from scratch. Today, we'll break down which teams are building and which ones are borrowing engines, gearboxes, and rear suspensions, right here on the 2025 grid. Let's start with the most powerful component, engines. Three manufacturers dominate the current grid: Ferrari, Mercedes, and Honda, branded as Red Bull powertrains. Ferrari supplies engines to three teams, themselves, Haas, and Sauber, currently racing under the stake banner. Mercedes powers four teams, the most of any supplier: Mercedes, McLaren, Aston Martin, and Williams. Red Bull powertrains provide engines to Red Bull Racing and the junior team RB. Meanwhile, Alpine is the only team running a Renault power unit, and the only team using it. This balance affects performance, reliability, and even race strategy, especially for customer teams relying on updates from their engine supplier. When it comes to gearboxes, several F1 teams source them externally to streamline development. Ferrari supplies both Haas and stake Sauber with their gearboxes. Red Bull provides gearboxes to its sister team, Visa Cash App RB. Mercedes, meanwhile, supplies gearboxes to Aston Martin and Williams. But not everyone buys off the shelf. McLaren, despite using Mercedes engines, builds its own gearboxes in-house, a move made to retain tighter control over packaging and rear suspension integration. Alpine and Mercedes also manufacture their own, staying fully independent in the drivetrain department. Rear suspension design is crucial for handling and aerodynamics, and not every team builds their own. Red Bull supplies both the gearbox and rear suspension to Visa Cash App RB, creating a tightly integrated rear-end package. Ferrari provides rear suspension components to Haas, but stake F1, Sauber, while using Ferrari's engine and gearbox, builds their own rear suspension, showcasing some independence in design. Mercedes supplies the full rear end, gearbox and suspension, to Aston Martin, but Williams builds their own rear suspension, keeping some design autonomy despite using a Mercedes engine. McLaren, Alpine, and Mercedes all design and manufacture their own rear suspension systems, allowing for complete control over vehicle dynamics and integration. So while every Formula One team races under its own banner, behind the scenes, there's a web of collaboration and component sharing that shapes performance. From engines to gearboxes to suspension, some teams buy, some build, and some do a bit of both. In the end, every detail matters in the pursuit of speed. If you enjoyed this deep dive into F1 tech partnerships, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more.